Okay, so Epcot is, to say it best, in a transitional phase. So I thought I'd like to make a video that essentially goes over the idea, is it worth going to Epcot? Listen, in the end of the day, this is more of a rhetorical question. If you take a Disney vacation and you're there for like a week or something, you're going to go to Epcot. But still, I felt it kind of enjoyable to ask this question and give my thoughts on it. So, yeah, why not? Let's ask the question. Is it worth going to Epcot right now? So here's a couple things with Epcot. There really is kind of a lack of these e-ticket attractions. You know, you have Soarin', Test Track, and, you know, I guess you can count Mission Space. I think everybody agrees that Soarin' is a, top attraction. I have my issues with I have my issues with Test Track. But I seem to be on, like, the fringe with that, even though most people kind of around me agree with me on Test Track. They think it's very overrated. Now, Mission Space, I like, but I do see what people say, where there's not much to it, and it could be nauseous. But the problem is, outside of that, there isn't any e-ticket attractions unless you include Frozen Ever After and Remy. Now, I have to immediately take myself out of Remy. Even though I was just down there, I just missed Ratatouille by about a week. So I didn't get to ride that. But the problem with Frozen is, it's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to enjoy that. It's just another boat ride. And it's really, just Frozen. So I don't think, especially with the wait times it commands, I don't think everybody's going to enjoy it. And yeah, you got Guardians of the Galaxy coming, but when is that even going to open? I mean, I think they say 2022, but yeah, I don't think it's going to have any chance of opening before Tron. So, I think there's just a lack of big ticket rides right now in Epcot. But here's a positive with Epcot, I think, really. They're second tier rides. I'm a big fan of Spaceship Earth. There's something about that ride. It's pure joy every time I go on it. Another ride that doesn't get enough love, even though it is a lesser version of what it once was, is Journey into Imagination. Figment, an underutilized character throughout that park. I'd love to see more of it, more of him. It's also really fun just to be in the aquarium on the seas with Nemo and friends. I think another great ride, because this is basically these like kind of second tier, lower tier rides. Another ride that doesn't get enough credit, which, and I might be alone on this, fully admit, is the Grand Fiesta Tour. I love that ride. It's so cool. It goes through the restaurant at the beginning. And that's the final point for Epcot. It is the best park as far as restaurants are concerned. So, it always has that going for it. You got to give Epcot that credit. Finally, the reason I decided to make this video, the biggest problem with Epcot right now is this park is getting gutted right now. At least half of it is. The construction that is going on right now in Epcot is making it so hard, to navigate. I mean, maybe not hard, but definitely annoying to navigate through it. It is basically just a barrage of walls everywhere. You think back to when they were doing the work to Hollywood Studios, putting in Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land, everything was in the back. It didn't, get in your way. Everything is right up front in Epcot. And man, it is just, if you have any desire to go from one side of Future World to the other side of Future World, it's a nightmare. You got to walk all the way around the entire thing to get to it. Whereas previously you just walked right across. It's made it just practically an inconvenience to get anywhere. All of these, walkways are super, thin and compact. They didn't really think about giving you an easy way to walk across or anything. It's just like, walk around the entirety of Future World. If there's ever like, oh, hey, we want to get, from Test Track to Soarin', it's not going to be easy. Or, anything like that. It's just, this construction, and I'm not saying it wasn't needed, because it is needed. And when you see the concept art of what Epcot is going to look like, it looks great. I can't wait to see the finished product of Epcot. But that's kind of the purpose of the video. Is it worth going there right now, or do you want to wait to see wait to let it get finished? Because, and to be fair, I have no idea how long this is going to take. But, man, it is just so annoying to go through. First of all, you're already dealing with Disney World crowds, which are always, usually jam-packed. It's already hard to walk. So now that you have all these narrow walkways that are literally the only way you can get from point A to point B usually, I don't know. The Epcot construction has made it a nightmare to navigate that park. But at last, the question, should you go to Epcot right now? Well, I'd have to say yes, still. Epcot's one of my favorite parks. It was my favorite park. Now that Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land is finished and Hollywood Studios feels like a full park, I'd probably put Hollywood Studios at the top. But Epcot was my favorite park, and you have to keep in mind all of this construction, all of this annoyance is Future World. World Showcase is still intact. World Showcase is running fine. That half of the park, which I will grant you is not really for kids outside of Frozen and Remy, that's intact, and everything that's enjoyable in that half of the park is still there. And great. I love World Showcase. It is one of my favorite things about Epcot. So yeah, for everything I've complained about in this video, I would still say you should go to Epcot just for World Showcase. So that was basically my thoughts on whether or not it's worth going to Epcot right now. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, because I think this is a good topic of discussion. But throw me some comments. If you like the video, leave me a like, and hey, a subscription would always be nice. Thank you.